get this link ready. Cool. I think that is us live. So guys, I have Lewis Santi live living his laptop lifestyle from Starbucks somewhere. Um, I'll let Lewis introduce himself shortly. We're going to be covering a little bit about Lewis's journey, past couple of months with iGen, and just generally having a bit of a chat and just a bit of a progress update. So I'm going to share this link to a few places that wanted a reminder. So I'll pass across to Lewis. Lewis, if you want to tell us where you're streaming from and what you're doing today and yeah, how things are going.
Thank you. So I'm Lewis. I'm literally in a Starbucks right now. I was mid-purchasing for some leads to get a shipment out this weekend, and the time got ahead of me, so I quickly popped to Starbucks, and yeah, this is where I'm joining from. Today, I spent the morning, and I'm going to be spending the afternoon as well, going out and purchasing leads that I physically can't get enough of online. So I'm trying to build my capital up as much as possible, and build my inventory up as much as possible. So I was speaking about this yesterday with Eamon. There was orders that I could only do like 6 units of, where a couple of weeks ago I went to a store, 3 different stores, and I got 60 units instead of the 6 that I could only get, and they've flown out the door as well. So that was definitely a bonus. But yeah, today's just purchasing and knocking off things off my to-do list that need to be done for the day. A few admin tasks.
Awesome. Sorry to interrupt you on your purchasing and your sourcing. But yeah, it sounds like you could have done with a break, and yeah, it's awesome to like see things as solutions, not problems. So yeah, a lot of kind of moaning at the moment with ordering online and getting orders cancelled, but ultimately if you can get yourself out of the house and go down and take action, there's money to be made. Yeah, it's massive. That's basically how I started RA, OA, and then I was doing RA pickups and things. So yeah, some fond memories actually of doing that. It's good fun. So
yeah, it is exciting when you see the units when they bring them out from the back end. They tell you we're only actually meant to give you 10, but here's 20.
but you're a nice guy, so we'll give you 20. Yeah, love it. Awesome. Any Yeah, we'll cover some top tips in a moment. What would how long have you been with us now, Lewis? When did you join our blueprint program?
I believe it was April, I believe. So yeah, it's only been a solid couple months, really. I think it's the end of April.
Yeah,
Yeah, solid couple months.
awesome. And just to, I know you've done a live previously in the group and on a challenge as well. So, what was the main thing that you were looking for, or what was the main reason for joining the blueprint program? What was it you were trying to find, and yeah, have you found it, or how have you found things since you joined?
So prior to iGen, I found myself in a position where I reached a glass ceiling with the knowledge that I could physically gain on YouTube from people, from messaging people, and it just got to the point where I was a bottleneck to the business, because my knowledge was limited, so therefore the business couldn't expand, couldn't grow. And yeah, as soon as I was enrolled into iGen, my knowledge has expanded vastly, and the sales have definitely you can definitely see that in the sales as well. So that's definitely been a big positive. So just looking at my Seller Central now, thinking of when I joined, I can tell when I joined, because directly a month after, my graphs went from down here to up here. So yeah, it's always a good way to tell as well.
Love it. Yeah, there's I think it was Gary Vaynerchuk was asked a question on when you're feeling like you're kind of hitting your head against the glass ceiling, or how to get out of your comfort zone, how you kind of break through that. And his answer was to surround yourself with people who have done that and broken through that glass ceiling. So yeah, it's pretty powerful when you can jump on to coaching every week with Eamon, who's doing like 110K plus a month on Amazon at the moment, and he's kind of been there, done that, and felt that pain. So, was there anything else that you would say was like unexpected or like surprising in terms of your experience with us?
I think the brute honesty as well, which I love, because especially in the group meetings with Eamon, um, if you're thinking about something, worrying too much about something that you shouldn't be worrying about, he will tell you straight and very clear. And he's definitely told me that a few times. And yeah, it was like I said previously, I was reaching a glass ceiling. As soon as I surrounded myself with the likes of yourself, Eamon, and Liam as well, you all have so much knowledge collectively, but separately you all have so much anyway. It was just I just knew I found the right place really.
Awesome.
And something surprising, I think it was actually last week or the week before. No, last week I was on holiday. It was the week before that. There was a product that I was selling, which I would never have thought of doing this previously, and now I will most definitely be doing this in the future because it was amazing. I was on a call and I was speaking to Eamon, and he said, and I said, there's a product that I'm selling. It's you can't get anywhere anymore. It was actually my girlfriend was out shopping, and she called me up and said, Lewis, you know all them things that I've seen at yours. There's a load of them in this shop, and I got right down there the same day and cleared them out. And
Love it.
because you physically, it was one of them shops where they buy the dead stock, and then once they have it, you're not getting it anymore. So
Right.
I cleared them out, sent them into Amazon, and then on the listing, I let everyone else sell out. Took maybe 2 days for everyone else to sell out, and Amy suggested to me to rank the price right up to, I think I was selling it at, the purchase price was £16 for a pack of 8, and then I was selling it at the time for 32, and he said stick it to £50. And it was doing, because I said it was doing about
Wow.
200,000 anyway. So I done it, and within 3 days they were all gone. And I thought I only had one unit left, but the other units that I forgot that I'd sent in um, hit my inventory, and then obviously they hit at £50 as well, and it was like stupid. Like it was like £16 profit each. And
That's
our
awesome.
original conversation when I said I wish I had another product that was doing £15 profit again. I just had it a couple of weeks ago. So, but yeah, it was crazy. But
Love
I'll
it.
most definitely be doing that again. When you physically can't buy it anymore, you
So how
just
come
take
how
advantage.
how come you can't buy it anymore? Is it a seasonal product? Is it discontinued, or what's the?
I believe just got discontinued. So I was purchasing it from Tesco, and then places like Cardo started selling it, and then the prices went up, but then it was still profitable, so I still purchased the products, and it got to the point where the Tesco's were telling me that there's literally no more left. You cleared us out. So I was going to other Tesco's and picking some more up, and yeah, there was literally no Tesco's in probably a good few miles radius of me that had any. And then online, out of stock everywhere. So it physically wasn't possible to buy them anymore. And I was the only seller on the listing as well. So
Are
as
there
soon as I
any
saw that,
are there any left in Northern Ireland? I'll nip out after this and share the
well,
profit.
I haven't got any. Yeah, I haven't got any more left. So after this course, I'll send you the ASIN.
Yeah, ping it over and yeah, send one back the other way. It's fine. We've
More than
got
happy.
we've got 10, 11 people watching. So guys, if you want to let us know who you are, where you're watching from, and drop a question. That would be awesome. If you want us to talk about anything, we'll be on here for another half an hour, just talking and sharing tips and things. So if you have any questions, let us know. How you doing, Liam? Hope you're well. Also, guys, if you do want to book a call to discover what we offer, I'll drop a link as well. So same program that Lewis is on. We also have a program for wholesale and scaling your business past 6 figures. So if you want to jump on the call, jump on the call. We don't bite, and all the packages are bespoke now and very reasonable. So yeah, jump on and you'll learn how to find 16 quid profit items. That's insane. So how many did you actually pick up then, Lewis?
So they were packs of 8, and
Okay.
I think I picked up like over 20 on, and I got about 4 units of that of packs of 8. Yeah, I can't remember the exact number now. But previously to that, I was constantly every day in the evening when it was late as well, because that's when I noticed that I was doing their stock in the Tesco. So I was going there, clearing them all out the next day again and again and again. But at the time, it was only doing like £5 profit, so it was like other sellers. But my last 4 or 5 units done, 50, yeah, almost £16 profit. So yeah, that was crazy.
It's crazy when you think I think about that. You know, there's maybe 5 or 6 sellers on there selling at £5 profit, whereas it could have sold at 50. It sounds like it's a really in demand product. Okay, interesting. I have a vague idea what it might be, but yeah, it could be wrong. But yeah, killer product. Love it. Absolutely love it.
If there is more in Northern Ireland, perhaps we can sort something out. You can send some down to me as well.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I've got, well, I'm just about to hire 2 more sourcing VAs, so I'll have a team of 8 from probably a couple of weeks' time. So I've got plenty of deals I could pass your way, Lewis. Make me an offer I can't refuse.
I think I'm good at that. We'll speak.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, guys, hope you're enjoying summer and sales and things like that. If you have any questions, jump on. Yeah, swapsies, Liam. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Cool. So, terms of how long have you been selling, Lewis? Is it about a year or just under?
So just under start. I think my first ever sale was last October. That's when I was it was a one-man band, no guidance. I was learning everything myself, trial and error, losing money, making money, and then from the start of May, everything everything changed. So yeah, I'm just looking at my graphs now. It's just like all flatlining, like up and down, up and down. It shoots right up from May, which was a few weeks after joining iGen. So yeah,
Awesome. So, question from Liam there on what are your plans for the next 12 months, Lewis?
uh, my plan is so definitely build up as much capital as physically possible. Um, like drain everywhere for everything they've got. Drain the marketplace, everything, and then get my a VA in place, and then potentially get firstly a sourcing VA to find as many deals as possible, and then potentially get another sourcing VA which can then do some admin tasks as well as sourcing to try ease the pressure off of me a little bit more. And
Yeah.
then the first VA, try and sort of get them to do some purchasing eventually as well once I've got the confidence in them. Yeah, so I've got, and then after that, I think a warehouse is definitely in place. Maybe not a big one. It might be even a shipment container, but definitely an area to source. Have like a very small area for myself. I can have a laptop and then do some packing, storing the products as well, somewhere that I can get large deliveries delivered to as well. So yeah, that's definitely the next 12-month plan. I want to get my VA in place as soon as possible, but at the right time. That is, I don't want to do it too premature.
I think that's a good kind of order. I mean, the first thing I did was outsource to a prep center, which worked, and I was with them for a long, long time, about 3 years. Um, and I was also during COVID, I was doing prep out of a stable, horse stable. Believe it or not, I did that for a couple of months, and then whilst I was kind of waiting on a warehouse coming through, it's yeah, whatever it takes, yeah, it was good fun, and yeah, got my lunch made for me every day, which was great by the mother-in-law. So yeah, all
Nice.
good. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Um,
Definitely.
so so yeah, it's a good order. Definitely that first VA. It's your first team member. It's such a game changer because I remember whenever I hired my first team member, and what I was doing previously was either getting up really early to source before work, or I was like sourcing in the evening after work when I was tired. And it's a game changer whenever you can just wake up to deals and just purchase them. And you're like, right, got it. So it just frees up that time, that energy, and yeah, it starts to get momentum then. So
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree. I think that as soon as I hire that first person, it's going to be a complete game changer. Well, so I'm being quite aggressive with purchasing already. So if I've got somebody else looking for leads for me as well, then there should be a good amount of progress in a
yeah,
fairly short amount of time.
cool. What sort of stage are you at now, Lewis, with sales and numbers and things? If you're happy to share
Um,
that.
yeah, no problem. So in the month of May, we done 2.6k in sales, um, compared to the previous month of 350,
350. Bit
350.
of a jump.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. And then month to date, we've done almost 1.9 k, and it's not the end of the month yet. So we've still got a couple more weeks. I reckon I can maybe squeeze another 200 out of that.
I would say so. Well, it depends on your inventory really, because anything you send now won't really hit FBA or might not hit before the end of the month. Just generally takes about a week to get takes about a week to go live. So yeah, it depends on
Yeah,
what you've sent in really over the last couple of weeks. So it's kind of out of your hands in a way, but yeah,
yeah.
all you can do is just keep sending things in. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
reckon we
awesome, man.
can we can touch. I reckon we can touch two this month. I'm
I'd
fairly
say so.
confident that that can happen. Um, but yeah, there is one thing that I've noticed recently, which has got me um, a fair amount of sales and a nice amount of profit as well compared. So there's this one deal, and I'm not sure if you've seen it on Amazon previously, where you have purchase now at the top as a buy box, and then it says underneath want it faster or willing to wait. So the top one is usually FBN, and then it will be like a price of, let's say, like 9.99 of this off the top of my head, and then underneath it will be FBA, and then that will be a higher price, maybe like £5, £6 more expensive, but it will come the next day, or it might come maybe a day or so after FBM. So there's technically two buy boxes. So initially looking at a deal, if we're just looking at it in SaaS, you see the buy box. SAS can only see the first buy box, so then it sees the FBM one, and then looking at the deal um, in in SAS, it will show it's not profitable. You're actually losing money, but that's at the FBM price. But then when you dig a little bit deeper, actually go to the physical listing, and then you see the other price. So I was playing around with it with one product in the past few weeks, and I just kept bumping the price up by 50p, 20p, just seeing how
Yeah,
far I can go to stay in that FBA buy box. And I think I wrapped it up to, I was selling it at about, I think it's £12.50 for one unit. And then I think I wrapped it up to 14.99. and I've just looked at the listing again. I've sold out, but I'm about to send a load more of them units in as well. I'm going to keep it at 14.99 because I've got the data there. It's proven to me that it sells at 14.99 with a buy box
Yeah.
as well. And so that was interesting. So I started testing it with a couple more products, similar products, and again, it's also worked the same way. So there was one product again. I think I'm selling it at 13.20, and I've wrapped it up to 14.79 at the minute. And the past couple of days, it's lost that bar box. So I'm a little bit. It's just trial and error. I'm just testing with that. So I'm just going to see. I'm going
Yeah.
to maybe drop the price, maybe 20p, and see if it comes back, because it's only showing that FBM one now. But it's done that for the past couple of days. So I might change that back to slightly lower. But again, it could just be Amazon's algorithms, and it might come back in a day or so. But
Yeah, I mean that's a great tip, certainly. Just trying to think how you would actually see that, or are you just manually checking each listing on
yeah,
SAS? Is that the way that you're doing it?
yeah. So at the minute, I'm manually repricing. So then I can dig into the listing a little bit. So in the morning, I'll usually do a quick repricing, like if I'm on the way to work or something, on the mobile app. But then on the mobile app, you can see that the Amazon listing anyway. Click onto the little Amazon button. So then if I've got a little bit more time in the evening as well, I'll dig in a little bit deeper. I'll have a look at more deep into the key graphs, into the other sellers, what they're selling at. Look at the data on Keeper of what was winning the buy box. And yeah, so I've just been learning a lot more about the buy box. I've just been trialing a few things that I think would work, and it it's proved to work. So it's definitely something I'm going to keep in mind for the future. So when I was sourcing, I didn't have that in mind, but it was just something that naturally happened. I thought one day, let me try this, and it worked.
Yeah, yeah. If you just look kind of at like the top level, just see that merchant fulfilled price. Yeah, yeah. You're gonna be missing out on opportunities. Interesting. It's worth actually putting a post into Al Carlton's group as well, just to suggest that improvement. He's got a list as long as his arm, but he looks at it. He looks at all the posts, so it's definitely worth suggesting
Okay.
something where you could see that at like SaaS level if you're just doing like a right click search,
Yeah.
from a
Yeah.
product page. Yeah, interesting. Any other top tips? I'm learning everything here. It's great.
So for me, I think that's the only one that it was a pure, just like, let me just try this. And then I remember I was at work, and then I looked at my Seller Central app, and I'd sold like, I think like 10 units within like a couple hours. And then I looked what it was, quickly logged in, and I was like, oh, that worked. So let me try that again with a few different other products. But yeah, it's just literally a case of whether it has the two different buy boxes. It was
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Interesting. Cool. Any other sort of top tips when it comes to retail arbitrage?
Um, with retail arbitrage,
Yeah.
um, the bigger the smile, the better. The more units you
Say
get.
say again.
The bigger the smile, the better, because the more units they give you.
Yeah. I would definitely say just being nice to people
Yeah,
is it
definitely.
goes a long way. Do you get any kind of, I don't know, questions about why you're buying so much, or
Yeah.
how do you answer them?
So it depends how much time I have. A few people have asked me, what restaurant do I own, um, because of the product that I was purchasing. A few people have asked me like, business, and depending on how much time I have, I'm more than happy to dive into it with them, or tell them what I'm doing. But then other times, if I've got a long to do list, sometimes just like I'll just agree like, yeah, got a couple of restaurants I need to shoot. But yeah, that's just sort of. But yeah, I'm more than happy to dive into it with people. So I actually had a delivery yesterday in the middle of the AAB meeting, and the driver asked about it, and I told him what I was doing and everything, and he seemed quite intrigued. So
Yeah.
if I see him again, maybe he'll ask some more questions, and I'll send him iGen's way.
Yeah. I had a very similar conversation with my Uber driver yesterday.
Yeah.
Guy in Liverpool used to have a Indian restaurant and he's stopped doing it now. He sold it. So he was very interested. And I would say it's just kind of reminded me of my kind of penny drop moment with Amazon was end of 2017. I think it was December 9th. And I was doing some retail arbitrage in like Pound Stretcher. So I scanned some advent calendars and they were on clearance because who wants to buy an advent calendar after, the 1st of December? And they were 59p each. And I scanned them and it was ranked at like 200 or something in grocery and at like 14 quid. So I think I bought 70 of them because it cost me 50 quid and so I bought about 70 of them, something like that, and sent them in on the 9th or 10th, I can't remember, and they went live by the 14th and they all sold in one day. And I was like, that is just insane. That's insane. Um, I would say advent calendars, they were now the worst kept secret in Amazon. Yeah, a few people got their fingers burnt last year, including me. Bought far too many and waited too long to sell through. So, but I would say that the reason I mentioned that was the girl that worked in Pound Stretcher at the time, that's now closed. She knew exactly what I was doing because I was telling her, I was like, "This is great. I've just started doing this. You should do it too." And she's now the manager of the B&M bargains, like just down the road from me. So like as soon as I go in there and if I'm picking stuff up for like OA, RA like flips, she go, oh how's it going, Lloyd? And I'm like, yeah, grand. She's like, yep, no issues. And I always ask her if she's got any more at the back, and sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. So I would say just speaking to people and not being too defensive is pretty. I've never had that much of an issue apart from Smiths. Smiths, yeah, a couple of Christmases ago was yeah, it was a little bit tricky, but apart from that, no one. So yeah, that's my top tip for what it's worth. So yeah, is there anything else you want to cover, Lewis, just with progress and how you're finding things and everything like that?
Yeah, I think for the minute it's just a case of being aggressive as possible, and just find as many leads as possible and just trying to build the capital up. So like we said, I can move on to the next phase, get my VO, and then I think that'll be a very exciting time. So it's just full steam ahead, not wasting any time really at the minute. But yeah, it's so useful having the meetings every week because it's just little things that you don't think of, but then like I said with the product that Amy suggested to rank up to £50, I would never have done that. I would have let it sold at 32 again. Um, and it's just some of them things are just so useful. So yeah,
Yeah.
but
Right.
at the
Well,
minute I think I'm all good.
cool. Well, we'll end this public live now. We'll jump on a quick call and we'll share a few leads. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, mate. Right, guys. Hopefully that was enjoyable, and I know there's a few people watching live, and there'll be more people watching on the replay. So, if you want to jump on a call, find out what we offer, what's involved, and yeah, how much you need to invest to kind of get this return, jump on a call. Don't, like I say, we don't bite. Um, you'll know what's available, and we have things in place to basically make it as hard for you as possible to fail. So yeah, jump on a call. Look forward to speaking to people in the future, and yeah, a couple of things, just a bit of housekeeping. Next week we'll do something around kind of a 6 month review up until this point, and then looking forward to the next 6 months. And the other thing as well that's worth mentioning, we were having We were having a meeting on Tuesday. We're going to organize a meetup somewhere around August time. I had planned kind of the end of August, start of September. However, Eamon's wife is, getting ever more pregnant towards that time. So we might do something start of August, middle of August, which which I would like to arrange as quickly as possible. So people can plan their holidays and people can plan their trips and things. So if you are watching and you're interested in meeting up, we could do something in London, something in Birmingham, or something in kind of Manchester, Liverpool direction, which we've done before. So if you're interested in that, don't be backward about coming forward. Let us know, and we'll let you know when we organize things. And yeah.